By following a few simple instructions, your wall covering by HP Wall Art can be on your wall in less time and considerably less mess than it takes to paint. Make sure you received all the panels shown at the top of the page on your custom instructions, which include the exact measurements you used to design the wall. You should also have a good ladder or step stool and the tools shown here. Before you can install your wall covering, move any furniture or obstructions away from the wall. Also remove outlet plates, but be sure to turn off the electricity to them first. If your wall is clean and in good condition, you're ready to start. If it has old flaking paint or cracks, you should patch and prime the wall first. When the wall is ready, spread a drop cloth on the floor and then fill the wallpaper tray with cold water. Now create a guideline for panel 1. Distances are shown in Figure 1 of your custom instructions. You may choose either distance A or distance B. In this video, we're using distance A. Measure from the left edge of the wall and use a pencil to make a small mark. Then use a level or plumb bob to draw a guideline through the mark. It's important to be as exact as possible for proper installation. Locate the first panel by finding the number printed at the bottom of the panel. To wet the panel, loosely roll it with the printed side facing in. Soak it in the tray for 15 seconds. Then slowly pull the edge out of the tray, glue side up. Next, book the panel by laying it on the floor, glue side up. Fold the glue side against itself and be careful not to flatten or crease the material. When you're finished, the graphics should be on the outside. Now let the panels sit for about a minute. You'll then unfold only the top half of the panel, leaving the bottom half booked. 2 inches from the top of the panel is a small horizontal guideline. This mark should align with the top of your wall, and you'll align the left side of the panel with the vertical guide mark you made earlier. Now apply the panel to the wall, making adjustments as necessary, and unfold the bottom half. Smooth it downward and outward and check your guideline as you apply. If you have any large air bubbles, smooth them with a smoothing tool or damp sponge. But in case of an excessively large bubble, do not smooth it since that creases the paper. Instead, peel back the panel and apply it again. To prevent the panel peeling away at the top or bottom of the wall, make a rough cut and push the panel flat against the wall. We'll do fine trimming later. Now let the panel sit for 5 to 10 minutes. You can use that time to wet and book panel 2. After you've repeated the wetting and booking process for panel 2, take the top half of the panel and align it to the right of panel 1. There are 2 guide marks to help with positioning, a crosshair and a vertical guide mark. Use the crosshair to position and use the vertical guide mark to help keep them aligned as you move down the wall. For accurate alignment, make sure the second panel is vertical. It should be straight up and down rather than at a slight angle to the right or left. Once the panel is applied, smooth it out like you did for panel 1. Repeat these steps for the rest of the right side panels. Now it's time to install the left side panels. Look for the small crosshair mark on the left side of panel 1, which corresponds to a small horizontal line on the next panel. Line those marks up and use the lower vertical guideline to help keep them aligned as you move down the wall. After this panel is applied, smooth it out and repeat for the remaining panels. You're almost done. All you need to do is trim away any remaining excess. It's best to wait until the material dries slightly. Take a straight edge and push the panel firmly against the wall where it intersects with the ceiling, door, or window. Now cut away the excess paper with a sharp utility knife. Change the blade often to keep the edge sharp. You may also need to wipe down the wall behind the covered areas to remove any residual adhesive. By carefully following these instructions, you'll be able to enjoy the bold statement your wall covering makes for years to come. Yet HP knows that taste can change, which is why we've made our wall coverings easy to remove too. Just clear the work area next to the wall and put down a drop cloth. Then, using a bucket of water and a sponge, wet the wall starting at the top. Once the panel starts to peel away from the wall, run the wet sponge across the leading edge to keep the adhesive wet. Peel the paper back slowly, wetting the edge as you go. Although the panel will remove in a single sheet, some adhesive will remain on the wall. Just sponge it off and you're done. And that's how easy it is to change the look of your home in a big way with a wall covering by HP Wall Art. Learn more about wall coverings by HP Wall Art at www.hp.com/go/wallart.